Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mellowcast, the official podcast for the team, the Mellow Fellows. I'm your host, Gonzo, and here with me today, we have the ever so lovely iashiaya. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I, I, I'm good. It's late. It is what it is. Life is good. Life is good. How's everything though?
Life is good.
Life is
Living
good.
the dream.
Oh man, living the dream. That's something I haven't heard in a long time.
I use it pretty often. I think it's funny.
I always say that nightmares are also dreams too. So I guess we're all living a dream in some sort of way.
I'll send it to you later. But there's a meme that I reference specifically for that.
Oh, I love memes. We'll probably
Me
post that.
too.
We'll probably post it up later in the video so that we can let people know what the meme was. But
Yeah.
yeah. So you're one of the newer. I would say newer mellows that joined us. How long ago?
I think I've been a Mellow for almost 2 years now.
Oh, see,
2021.
yep, definitely one of the newer ones. That's for sure. And it's already 2023, so it's been a while. It's been a while since we've done a actual podcast too. So this has kind of been a not a resurgence, but more so kind of just a revival of the podcast. So we're trying to get more people involved, more the quote quote newer mellows to come in and hang out with me and just listen to me talk while you just look at me, the usual.
The usual.
The usual. So how long have you been streaming on Twitch or just streaming in general?
Um, Almost 4 years technically streaming, but I did have my 3 year anniversary of being affiliate like a week and a half ago.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
How does that feel? 3 years of affiliates.
It's like a pretty big accomplishment in all honesty, because for my family they were like, hey, yeah, so you get 1 year and then you got to give it up if you don't do anything with it. So like to be able to actually say I've made it 3 years and just grow my community, it makes me happy.
That's always good. It's always good because I know a lot of people when they start out they kind of just are in it for the money or in it for the wrong reasons, and typically they just don't stick with it. And those that don't stick with it, right? They kind of just, oh, the streaming is not for me. Streaming sucks. You're not going to grab anything, and then they move on to something bigger and better, or something else. But it is good to see growth, especially from like years ago per se, that even your family was like, no, no, well, we're gonna monitor you for a year and then we're gonna reassess from there. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like it's really nice to kind of branch out and build something from scratch that is yours entirely.
Yeah. Well, my sister actually designed two of my forms here. This one that I'm currently using, and then like one of my other ones she personally designed, and she's designing like two more.
So what is this for? What style of streaming is this called?
VTubing?
What is I don't know what VTubing is. You got to explain it to me. I'm
Oh,
I'm a toddler here.
sorry. VTubing is basically you use a avatar to portray yourself online. But I personally like my characters to have like me in them. So my favorite color is purple. My second favorite color is blue. I
Ooh.
love space.
Oh
And looking
man.
at this particular model, you're not like able to really tell. But let me. Hi, I'm gonna get really up close and personal here.
Oh,
If
hello.
I could, yeah, if I just like kind of stare into the camera, for example, you can
Mhm.
see that I have shooting stars in my eyes in this character.
Ooh, that is nice. Very
Like
nice.
it's random when they go, but it's like it's really cool when it finally does it.
Mhm.
There it goes.
Oh wow.
And this particular model is actually floating, and her skirt,
Oh,
guess
oh,
what?
oh, I see it. The
More
shooting
shooting
stars.
stars.
That is beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, so this is a fan favorite of my community. They really like this form. I kind of switch between them based on how I'm feeling or the game I'm playing. So this one I usually use for like happy events or if I'm just like celebrating something.
Very nice, very nice. And it's kind of funny that you say you love purple, you love blue, and you love space, because I agree with all three, and I'm in that exact order. I love purple, I love blue, and I love space. So it kind of fits well. I love the character, right?
Thank you.
And I feel like I kind of want my own character right now to look like this.
Nothing wrong with that.
Uh,
Like, am I allowed to switch? Because I want to switch.
yeah, go ahead. Let's
Well,
see. Oh, hello.
sorry.
Hi.
Hi. So this is this particular
Ooh,
model.
very nice.
As you can see, like space and purple is a must for my characters.
Very very spacey Odyssey type theme. I like it. I
Yeah.
like it. All
I
right.
constantly just switch it to this one because I've been liking the darker color for this lately.
Mm-hmm.
But like I love space and purple and being able to express myself in different ways rather than just, hey, here's a singular character where this one character will be me. It's like, no, because I'm a person. I like to be able to express myself with different outfits or forms or stuff. So I just,
That's good.
depending on what I'm doing, I'll be like, I'm going to use this model today.
That is really, really good. It gives you another avenue of creative expression to show the viewer, hey, this is who I am, this is what I am, and this is who I want to be.
Yeah. And
That's
then it's like, it also gives them that sense of surprise, like, oh, which model is she going to use today? Instead
mm,
of just, okay, it's the same person with the same character doing the same thing. No, I could be doing the same game and use a different model every day of the week if I wanted to.
very nice. Adds variety to the stream. I like that.
Yeah.
So, what made you want to be a VTuber?
Actually, I didn't.
Really?
So back in 2020, 2020, I was like,
What
you
happened?
know,
I don't know what happened in 2020. It's all a
uh, you
blur.
know, the Corvids,
Oh man.
the stay inside and never leave kind of thing,
Oh man. Those were the. Oh man. Phew. That's a
the
blur.
Dark Ages.
The Dark Ages, literally.
So I was actually living at home with my parents, and my
Mhm.
sister would come to visit a lot. And she's like, "Hey, you should start streaming." And I was like, sure, I guess that sounds fun." And I was bad at it. Like, I cannot talk by myself for like ever. So I had to have my best friend at the time, Zen and Rem, on every single stream. And Rem was finally like, "Okay, I'm really not for this. So like, if you want to do it, please don't don't make me do it." And I was like, "That's fine." So I made Zen do it until I was a little more comfortable talking by myself. And then I started that in like June, end of June, early July. And by the end of August, I had won a raffle for a live 2D rig. The problem is I had no character or or design. So I asked my sister, like, "Hey, I won a thing. Can you help me?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so she designed my first character, which then we had a friend of ours draw, and then we got it rigged. And I, on my anniversary of, or what is it called? When I started becoming an affiliate on Twitch, I also debuted my model on that same day.
Nice, nice, very nice. So, did you find it hard to at least get into streaming without like others around, or did you
Yes.
did you build up to it eventually?
I built up to it, but it was very, very difficult for me. I was like, okay, mom, dad, do not bug me. Do not call me. Text me if you need something because I'm going to be doing a stream. Please don't dox me.
Oh man. Uh
Because I was in the same house as them and I just keep my door closed.
yeah, I remember when I started streaming, I was in the same exact situation with living with my parents. I'd just gotten out of the military at the time and still going to school, but starting, I was like, okay, I guess I'll start off my PlayStation 4 back in the day. Then I developed into OBS and what. But I would always tell my parents, hey, don't say my first name or my real name anywhere while I'm streaming. Please knock. Please, I had to have strict rules with them. And it's it wasn't easy initially, but then it became easier for them to finally accept that streaming was something I wanted to get into. And at the time, I could have been a partner, but I chose not to go that route, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. See, but everyone has different goals and ambitions for when it comes to streaming, when it comes to content creation, and I feel that you know with everyone coming from, I call it from the dark age,
Yeah.
the dark ages, we'll call that the surge of the dark ages, because that's kind of when a lot of people really picked it up, I feel. And
Yeah.
it's a great way of um getting your face out there, your content, or in this case your character,
Yeah.
portrayal of you. So
Hmm.
that's good. That's really good. So what kind of games do you typically play? Well, at least with this character.
This particular character I actually don't use as often as you'd think.
Really?
Yeah, so this is actually one of my best models. A lot of people really, really like it. However, I only ever play this one on games that are like, well, more importantly, I only really use this for like special events.
Oh,
Unless somebody redeems, like, hey, I want this model. For example, my friend Olaf is always like, I want Wish. And it's like, okay, sure. So if I'm collabing with Olaf, I will typically use this model because I know it's one of his favorites. Um, but each one has their own like thing that I use them for just to make it a little more.
so would you say this is pay to win?
No. This is one of my favorites that I will like always switch to her if I can.
Mhm.
But like, if I'm playing like a dark game like Phasmo, I'm not going to use this character as a model because it's like, she's really cute and bubbly and fun, but she doesn't fit the theme for Phasmo.
Understood. Understood.
So like
That's
I have two models really that I use for that one. One that I like I look terrified in, or the other that's like kind of confident, but like she's my Dark Wish, which is just, she's able to do those kind of games like Phasmo or Code Vein and look natural, whereas this one's like, hi, I'm standing out. I don't know what I'm doing.
so when you started streaming, right?
Hmm.
What difference, I guess the better way of asking is, what do you think has changed, right, from when you first started streaming to now? Have you grown as a, as a content creator? Have you grown as an entertainer? Have you grown personally, development, like, do you find that you've changed since you started?
Yes. Um, I feel like I'm much more confident now, and I don't feel the need to like always have somebody with me. Like I feel like I can actually talk and make content on my own and not be like, hey friend, I know you streamed with me last week, but can you stream with me again so I can play this game? It's like yeah, I have content now where I'm doing stuff with friends that I just want to do, but I don't have to do it in order to do anything. And it's nice. I have more confidence than I used to.
Do you find that most of your content is revolved around having a lot of friends around, or is it more like solo content?
Both. Um I was doing these weekly streams or bi-weekly where I would read a friend's story on stream with a bunch of friends.
Hmm.
And then, like, for example, we have a Web of Shadows. So one of our fellow mellows.
Mellow Mellows, Web of Shadows, Switch.tv. Oh,
We've been playing Sea of Stars together. And
ooh.
that's mainly because there's no voice acting in the game. And I'm like, I don't want to read all of them with varying voices because I would get really tired. So I invited him like the first playthrough. And he's enjoying it too. So every Monday so far we've been doing that.
That's good. That's good.
But
Especially,
it's not like needed. Like I could play it by myself. I like playing with people. It's fun.
yeah, it's taken me a while to be able to accept other, not in a bad way, but others to come in and play, because me, I started again by myself, kind of just
Hmm.
solo. So, my content revolved around a lot of solo stuff, and then bringing others in. wasn't a thing until we started doing like game beasts and things with the Mellow Fellows back in the day. We used to do these game nights, and we used to have like 8 to 10 people come in, and we just play a whole bunch of random games. And that was, again, that was kind of hard for me as a streamer, as a content creator, to make that content, because that transition of going from solo to group content is, for me, was very difficult, to kind of go through that threshold. But others are, they have a much easier time than me. For me, I can't, well, at the time I couldn't do it, and I had to grow and learn how to do it over time.
Yeah, the difference I think is I'm a very social person,
Hmm.
like incredibly social. That like I can't do anything really. I couldn't do anything by myself. It's hard to do things solo if you constantly want to be around people. So like before I'd struggle interacting with chat, but now I'm like, ah, hey, that means I can play something by myself and I'm not technically alone because people are commenting, and it makes it kind of easy for somebody as social as me to be like, okay, let's do something like this instead of, hey, Ram, can you come, can you come and stream with me?
So what helped make that change for you? Was it just having someone there, and then over time you kind of just like, all right, I don't need you no more? Or was it, you said one day, hey, I'm just going to stream by myself and I'm going to do it?
um, Honestly, Zen. My Zen has been my best friend for a very very long time, and they were, you know, one of the people who were like, "Hey, I'm just going to sit and stream with you. Maybe I'll even be muted," but like they were always there. And I'm actually pulling up my YouTube on the side to see how long it took before I actually
Listen,
started.
plug in your YouTube while you're here too, while you're, just get the word out, right? Like, who are
Oh.
you? Where can we find you? I want to
um
know these things.
Literally, if you just type in iashiaya on the internet, all of my socials pop up because I use the exact same screen name for everything.
Oh, you're just like me. You're just like me. You type in DarkLordGonzo anywhere, I'm the only person that pops up.
It's, the problem with mine is I've had this account for like 15 years.
Oh, geez. Well then.
Yeah, like this, my character name has been my name for like ages. And the reason it is Iashiaya and not just Iashi is somebody actually took the name Iashi on a game or website or something. And I was like, I don't want to change names and I don't want to be like underscore 73 something. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to add Aya. I don't know why I'm picking Aya, but I'm going to do it. And that's kind of how how it started.
so what, all right, the original name I get was I Yaisha, right? Yashi, without
There
the
you go.
Aya, right?
Hmm.
So where did you get that name from, or where did it, start or originate?
Uh, so I, me and my sister are really close. We're like 16 months apart. So we would constantly play story together with either Polly Pockets, Barbies, PlayStation. We'd make characters and then, play those characters through different stories and scenarios and games and stuff, animes. One of her characters was named Hadashi, and we wanted to give him a girlfriend. And I was like, Iyashi, because they rhymed.
Well,
Look, I was like 10.
it works. It works.
It worked. And I had no idea how I got the name. I have no idea where I found it. But I was like, Iyashi, because it rhymes with Hadashi. It doesn't really rhyme, but they sound similar enough.
I agree. It works. It works. Listen, somewhere down the line it works. Okay, don't trust the process.
Yeah. And she was a Fox character, and I loved her a lot.
So, what was your favorite game growing up then?
I had a lot.
Oh, tell me more.
Oh, one of my forms actually looks very much like it belongs in this particular game. It's called Manakemia.
Hmm. Very nice.
It's a really good game about alchemy, and basically, you go through the school year and different things happen, and huge spoiler, but it has something to do with wishes, and I was like, ooh, I like this. Which totally did not play into my theme now, but it kind of fits when you think about it.
That's
But
yeah.
I like all of the Sly Coopers from back then.
I remember those.
Uh, my sister and I played a lot of those growing up. Spyro, Smash. Like we played all of the generic stuff. Anything on Nintendo, anything on PlayStation. The Tales series. We both love the Tales series.
I could talk all day about Tales. It's such a great.
What was your first Tales game?
Surprisingly, my very first one was Vesperia.
Ah.
This was because when I was in the military, a friend of mine actually, which I still have to this very day, since 2011, he sold me his what was it, Star Wars R2D2 Xbox 360 for for $150, and it came with Tales of Vesperia. He said it was one of the best games he had ever played. And he was going on deployment. He said, "I don't need it no more. Do you want it? I'll take a I'll take a hit on it." So I bought it, and I remember playing this game for, I mean, it had, the weekend it had just started. I played maybe about 36 hours in that entire weekend of this game, and I still was just playing.
Wow.
But then I went back and played all the other ones, Syria, Destiny, all of them basically, and I can talk about them for days.
Yeah, Vespi is actually one of the only ones I haven't played, and now that it's on Steam, I'm able to because I've never owned an Xbox.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I highly recommend it. I believe it's one of the best, personal opinion, one of the best Tales. Yeah.
Now see, I'm about to make you real mad when I tell you my first Tales game because it is the Tales game that everybody hates.
No, it's not Tales of Destiny. It's not. Is it burst? The B one. No. All right, which one is it?
Symphonia: Dawn of the New World.
I mean, no, that's a great one.
That was my very first Tales game, and it's what got me into the series.
That's good. I like that. At least you branched out from that one.
Well, like I loved it, but I had no idea who the characters were. So like everyone else who's like, oh man, like the main cast is just a bunch of side characters and you don't need them. I didn't know this, so I just went in like, wow, this game is really cool. The two main characters are awesome. Like I had a completely different view than people who played Symphonia. That's probably why I got a different enjoyment out of it. Me and my sister, mainly because she would play Marta, I'd play Emil, and then we'd go through the story together. And we just had a lot of fun. Since then, we went to Abyss. Abyss is my personal favorite.
Oh, nice.
Specifically, I love Jade.
Oh, God.
He's my favorite character in all of Tales. Just Jade.
I can see why. I can understand why. But
look, I've talked to Rem, right? And I'm just like, Jade is a man. And he's like, wow, thanks. And I was like, do you argue? And he's like, no. He knows.
Yeah. Again, the Tales games in the entire series, I think, some of the best RPGs that are not Final Fantasy, I want to say.
Yeah.
Definitely top two, maybe top three. Yeah, but if you ever get a chance, play Vest, because it's gonna blow your mind.
I will. I watched the movie once.
And you didn't play the game.
I didn't have the Xbox.
I'm looking at it right now, and it's there, and I kind of want to play now. And I think the Xbox 360 actually had some of the best RPGs that were post like the PS2 era.
PS2 had some really good games.
Oh, PS2 has some of the best games, I think, or well, next to the PlayStation 1. My personal favorite consoles are PS1, PS2. I can play that nonstop all day, every day, not get bored, and it's cycle through all the games. There's so much variety. A lot of people love the SNES or the NES. I can play that, but I will eventually get bored. Unlike anything on the PlayStation, earlier ones.
Makes sense.
Any favorite retro console you have in mind?
64. Nintendo 64.
Really?
Yeah, that was the first
Well,
one that I played with my sister.
okay.
And we were obsessed with Mario back when we were little. My dad would be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna speed run this and be really cool," and then my sister and I would just like take the controller and speed through the level, and he's like, "Never mind."
I never actually got through at Mario 64. I played it so many times, but I never actually got through it as a kid.
Okay.
And I think it's one of the reasons why I just don't like Mario games. I don't like Mario games personally. I'm not a big platformer neither.
Did I do it, dumb? Wait,
Uh-oh.
going to Google.
Uh-oh. What
Is
happened
it
now?
the 64?
Yeah, the N64 had,
No,
oh,
it's the gray box.
the gray box? You mean the Super Nintendo? Or the other
Is
gray
that
box, the Nintendo? Oh, here we
Super
go.
Nintendo?
Yeah, Super
I
Nintendo.
just Googled it.
There you go. See, that's more
When you
like it.
said the Mario 64, I'm like, wait, that doesn't sound right.
But I still stand by what I said. I still haven't beaten it.
I haven't either.
Yeah, the Nintendo 64 again wasn't a console that I really had access to. I had it, but I didn't have much games other than Mario 64 and I think GoldenEye, 007 GoldenEye.
Okay.
Those are the only two games I really had and really played. But again, I shifted over towards the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2, and you couldn't get me off that.
Yeah. I think I only touched an Xbox twice when I was young. And that was because I went to somebody's house and they had an Xbox instead of a PlayStation.
Same. It's always that friend that has the one console you don't have, and then you're thinking about, hey, you want to swap for like a weekend or something, or want to play something else other than that.
Yeah. But then, they lived in like several states away, so I would play it on like the holiday when I'd visit.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I remember I had a really good friend of mine. He would live so in New York. We have these buildings, we called them the ghettos, but we had these
Hmm.
buildings. I used to live on the ninth floor, and my friend used to live on the eighth floor, and our windows were kind of like looking at each other. So we kind of had
Ooh.
like a code, like when we can come up or down to play games or whatever. So we would like wave at each other or something, and then I'd be like, okay, it's time to go down there and play the Xbox. And if you wanted to play the PlayStation, to come up, and that was kind of like our thing for 14, 15 years.
That's so cool, though.
Yeah, yeah, always having a friend down there to that has the opposite console, and just enjoying time with them.
See, my sister and I would just be like, "Hey, you want to play Manakemia? Okay, you want to use our characters with it? Yeah." So like we'd go through the story and then the character would be like, "Oh man, this item doesn't look right," and then we'd respond in character, being like, "Oh, I think we did it wrong. We should do this instead." And it's just like that's how our entire childhood was, and it's just really nice.
Well, that's actually great that you have a great relationship with with your siblings, because I don't have any. I wish I did, in a way. Not so much now, but definitely growing up.
Yeah.
So I hear you like singing.
Ah. Yeah.
I heard from someone that you like the singings. Tell me
Yeah.
more. Tell me more.
I uh,
See what I did there. See what I did there. Yeah, there you go. I don't know if you're old enough for that, but
old enough for what?
Grease.
I love Grease.
That's good. That's good. Grease is such a good movie.
How old do you think I am?
25. Just the character model. It's so good.
About that. Close.
Pure silence, and just the face was everything. I might have to pick up a VTuber. I'm loving it. It's just so, it's so
Expressive.
animated. Yeah, so expressive. Exactly.
Thank you.
It's good. Good. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
Grease is definitely a great one. But what's your favorite style of singing?
Um, like genre to sing,
Yeah,
or like.
I like opera. You know, I'm a big opera guy.
Oh, do you sing opera?
I could, but it's no, no. Maybe when I was younger, I still have the voice for it. I just can't.
I want to hear.
No, no. See, I can't hit that. No,
Oh,
sorry. Voice is shot.
sad.
All right, end the podcast. Close it. Close it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, my voice personally sounds the best with country.
Really?
Yeah, I can sing country really well. Does not, people do not really like country, so I tend to avoid it on stream unless I'm like, okay, guys, I really want to sing this one song. Um, but my take on singing songs is like singing like you're going out with your friends and everybody's having a good time, maybe had a drink or two, I don't know, I don't drink, and they just having fun. And that's my take on singing, is just have fun with it.
That's good.
So like I'll do karaoke streams and I'm like, I know I'm not good, but I'm having fun with it, and that's what people seem to enjoy.
Were you ever around for when Twitch had Twitch Sings?
No, and I'm really sad about it.
Oh, you missed out. I'm so sorry. Twitch Sings. I remember when that thing came out. Everyone was on it. He had some really great talent, and he had some really not so great talent, but they still sang anyways. And I was convinced to do a stream of that, and oh my goodness, back in
Did you
the,
have fun?
I had a great. I love karaoke. I love going to a karaoke bar and just having fun with friends and just screaming into the mic, and whether I'm hitting the notes or not, which I know I can hit the notes, but whether I'm hitting the notes or not, I just love that. Oh, I get to share an experience together.
See, that's my exact take on karaoke night.
Mm-hmm. Just
like I'd host those in my server where I'm just like, hey guys, we're doing karaoke today, and everyone's like, oh yeah. And like I don't stream those when I do with other people because I'm respectful of their, boundaries. If I'm doing it by myself, I will actively butcher any song just for the memes.
I love to butcher songs because of the memes, all right? Because people like to take things serious sometimes, and I'm just the most not unserious person you'll meet. I'm just a derp, and I like to just either make fun of stuff or just have fun in general. I like to make people laugh and feel comfortable. That's kind of my thing, especially outside in a social area, because socially, a lot of people feel uncomfortable, especially in a public setting. And if I'm the one that's taking a lot of that attention away from them, they'll feel a lot more comfortable. And I don't mind being that shield for a lot of people. And I think that's why a lot of people want me to hang out with them. Oh, it's exhausting.
It is.
It is. It's
yeah, no, I get it.
but I don't mind. A lot of people just need that one person to kind of feel safer, not safer, but just a little more comfortable, especially around other people. So
yeah.
But no, but I can hit some notes if I need to. I might need to join you on some of those karaoke sessions. You let me know, because I'll probably be there on the next one, and then we'll butcher some songs together.
Yeah. Now, would you do it on stream, or would you rather do it in karaoke, like on the Discord?
Either or. Listen, I am not ashamed. I'm not fearful. Listen, I'm here to have fun and make people laugh. Right? This is content.
My next impromptu stream, I will DM you and say, "Hey, you ready?"
I listen. I will be there if I'm not already doing stuff, but I will be there.
Okay, because I only ever do those impromptu because I have to be like in the mood to sing, so I can't like plan a karaoke night.
Thank you. At least you understand that.
Yeah, well, like, for example, if you're driving to work and you're like, oh man, this song is real good. And then, like, all day you're just kind of like, yeah. Then, like, you can come home and be like, okay, I'm going to do a karaoke stream. But, like, if you went all day and you haven't really listened to music or you're like, it's been a bad day, then you're going to be like, I just want to come home and chill and just eat something with dairy because you shouldn't do that if you're going to stream karaoke.
Yeah, I especially like on Tuesdays when I go into the office once a week, and
Hmm.
it's a Tuesday. Usually, I'm if I'm going by myself, because I drive with my dad, I'll be singing and screaming and hollering in the car because that's just what I do. It's just a fun moment when you're by yourself and just driving to
Yeah.
work. Well, at least for me in my case, I just driving to
Oh, no, I
work,
agree.
and you just scream on the top of your lungs and you just let all that energy out. It just feels good. It feels real good.
Yeah,
Personally.
no, 100%. I agree. Like if I'm having a bad day,
Hmm.
there's like a small handful of songs that I default to when I'm having just like the worst day. And then there are a small handful of songs that I go to and I'm like, oh man, I'm having like such a good day. I gotta like get that energy with the fun song.
So
But like I don't
what
like yelling at people, or
what
being
would be
mad at them.
your top three recommendations then? Top three off the top
Top
of your head.
three off the top of my head.
Do
Buddy. Buddy. Like
the Blues
for
Clues song, right? The SpongeBob song, theme song.
no, like for what context?
Just the top three. If you had to listen to three songs and only three songs, what would they be?
It
Give
depends on my mood.
Oh
Like
boy.
right now, I have an obsession song that I've been listening to on repeat for 2 weeks since it just came out. That
Uh-huh.
being said, I probably wouldn't be like that. You got to listen to the song. I did this to one of my friends though. I did give him the song to listen to, and it's been stuck in his head for the week. So,
Oh, I know that. I know
uh,
that feeling.
and he's mad at me for it. He's like, "Why would you do this to me?" And I'm like, "It's a good song though."
You're welcome.
No, but like I can do songs that I default to when I sing because there's like 3 songs that I know a cappella. But then there's like, oh man, if I had to choose like a song that I just like, I really like to share with people, I have 2 that I really like just because I've sang them for like 5 years and I just, I'm very comfortable with them. And then there's like recent songs that I'm like, wow, I'm really obsessed with this song and I want to share it with people. So, like you asking me like top 3, it's like that's kind of hard because like depending on my mood, that really does change.
There you go. See? The world's waiting.
Oh, well, you actually.
I'm just kidding. Putting you right on the spot. I need 3 songs and my Spotify is open, ready.
If the world should end, it's in the Spider-Man musical.
Okay. Okay.
Everything's all right. It's from To the Moon.
Never heard of it.
That's a video game that
Mm,
I highly recommend.
to the moon?
To the Moon.
Send me a link
It's
after.
it's basically about granting wishes.
Oh, oh.
Can you tell I have a theme?
No, I couldn't.
And I'm just gonna go with my most recent obsession song, Stone Cold Killer.
Stone Cold. Hmm.
It is so catchy. If you listen to it, you're gonna be listening to it for weeks.
No, no. See,
It's the beat that really gets it.
I'm a big beat person myself. I don't mind the words. The words are fine, but I need to have a good beat. I guess my musical sense ranges from the lowest of the low to the highest of the high. I can listen to literally anything, but when it comes to country, I didn't really get into it until again I joined the military because I
Mhm.
wasn't really exposed to it. So that grasping that countryside, it took a while, but I can enjoy some country. There's some country songs I can listen to and be like, all right, I dig this. I'm about this. But most of them are just like, we kind of just. But I can
I can
listen to
tell
some.
you a fun story about country.
Do tell.
Uh, do you know the artist Tim McGraw?
Yes.
So when I was little, my sister and I used to, like, you could not convince us otherwise. We believed that Tim McGraw was our dad.
That's cute.
So my dad would constantly be away on work.
Yeah.
And we used to watch the music channel, and Tim McGraw would come on, and me and my sister, we were just like, oh my God, there's Dad. And we would just like watch Tim McGraw sing songs on on television, and feel like, I swear that's Dad, because he'd never want to sing around us. So he didn't want us to know like he was Tim McGraw. And that was like, you know, our thing. We loved country music growing up, and my parents have these like songs that they had for special moments. One of them, ironically, is called My Wish, and that they literally had the lyrics printed and put it in a picture frame.
Oh, wow.
And like, it's literally the song talking about, your wish for that person. It's just that life is just good to you. And again, not intentional, but have you seen my theme?
Well, what's this theme you speak of? I don't understand.
Wishes.
Oh, lots
My
of wishes.
VTuber theme is wishes.
Lots of wishes. Interesting.
This particular form is my wish form.
Well, then, no wonder why you don't use it as often. It's because someone has to wish for it. Got it. Understood. I'm starting to understand it now.
Yeah. Hence why if somebody redeems it, they're like, I want wish. It's like, okay, because they're wishing for wish.
See, I see what you're doing. I'm catching what you're throwing. So
picking up what I'm putting down?
Oh yeah, definitely. Or I'm throwing down what you're picking up. It could go both ways here. It's fine. It works out. So what's a normal, or I would say, what's an average day for you as a streamer person looks like?
Like my average stream life, or like my average daily life?
Average daily life.
I wake up at 5:30. I leave the house by 8. No, sorry, by 7 to get to work by 8, and then I work way too hard and long hours, and then by 5, anytime between 5:30 and 6:30, I leave the office and come home and eat some food, and then I either stream or play with my boy. I have a handsome doggo. His name is Barry Allen. I love him so much.
Ooh, Barry.
Or harass Rem.
Barry Allen.
Is
it spelled like actually like Beary?
No.
Oh.
BarryAllan.
It would have been better if it was Barry, like Bear.
He's named after somebody.
Oh. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Wait, really though?
No.
He's named after the Flash.
The Speedy Zoom Zoom.
Speedy Zoom Zoom.
Gotcha. I didn't know that was his name. I just knew him as Flash.
His name is Barry Allen. Or Bartholomew Allen.
Bartholomew. Yes, I love that name, Bartholomew.
Yeah, Barrett's just Barry Allen. I didn't want to go with the whole Bartholomew thing and then have to figure out how to spell Bartholomew and fit that on his collar tag. And I was just like, no, Barry Allen. It's already long enough.
Bartholomew, it kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy 13. It's like one of the bosses.
I can see that.
Yeah. You've never played Final Fantasy 13?
I played 13 too.
Oh, okay, that's fair. It's not a bad one. The shorter
My
one.
sister played 13. When we were growing up, she'd play some games and then I'd watch, or I'd play some games and she'd watch, or sometimes we just throw the controller at each other.
Gotcha.
But 13 was a game she bought, so I just kind of watched her play it.
Very nice. Very nice.
Because I kept the consoles in my room, so that way I could always hang out with her.
You can monitor everything, her progress. Like, no, delete.
Funny you should say that.
Oh, here we go. Story time.
No, so you remember how I mentioned that, we'd make up characters and go play like a video game and have the characters involved in the world, right?
Yeah.
So we were obsessed with this game called Neopets, specifically The Darkest Fairy. You can have like 6 save lives. and you can load any of those 6 save files at any point in time. I would sometimes forget to change the save file that I was overwriting
Oh.
constantly.
Huh.
It was a constant problem. Then we would have to replay the whole game to get to that certain part, because you can never get to that part of the game again unless you reset the game. And so yeah, I constantly erased her data, and she would do the same to me.
Okay, so at least
Specifically on that game.
at least it wasn't one sided. Like you were just doing it like, oh, oops, sorry, I needed to make space for my character, and she's like, okay.
No, I'm just gonna delete over it. No, it was all like we both did it, because that game was just like the last thing you touched, and then you go for long periods of time, and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna save real quick, and whoops, there it goes.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fun to have these kinds of stories with a sibling, to be able to have that same connection. At least you were able to play, many games with her, and still be able to have like a really good connection to be able to, continue on, I guess.
Yeah. Well, like, fighting games where you're like supposed to be against the person. Yeah, no, we would maximize that time into like infinity, and then just like do the stories right there with Smash or any other fighting game. We did them with the Naruto games, and we're just like, oh yeah, let's interact with these characters too in this thing. And it's like, that's so weird. But my sister and I did it all the time for hours. Like from the time we'd get home, do a little homework, to the time we went to bed.
Well, that's good. I mean, when I used to play with my friend, I was telling you earlier, we would play Tekken. I remember we played this Tekken 3, and we couldn't beat the last boss for whatever reason, and we were just going like hardcore rage mode for no reason until we actually beat him. It took us about like 10 hours that one day to beat the last boss, just the last boss. To get there, was easy, but the final boss just wouldn't go down. So me and fighting games just don't get along, I suppose.
Fighting games are nuts. I don't play them too often because I'm bad at them. I'm one of those that I will mash the button that works the best.
Low kick, low kick, low kick, low kick, low kick. That's
well about that. So in Smash Bros, if you click the right trigger button, you can like make your character do a little charge attack.
Mm-hmm.
I do that a little more than I probably should.
Gotcha. Smash was, I was a one trick. I was a Link. That was me. I don't know why I chose Link every time, but I just couldn't play anyone else, and I just stuck with him. I guess I like the up B, because he kind of just spins her up in the air like, I like that a lot. So that kind of embarrassing.
That's fine. I didn't start really playing air quote competitively until Robin was introduced as a character, and Robin's skill set is bad, like really bad, because your books run out. But that was my favorite character to play, and I'm the best with Robin. I can sometimes play Marth or Lucina just because they're fast swordsman types, and then everything after that I'm very bad at.
So I take it you're a professional Smash player.
I'm a professional at being smashed and beaten to pieces.
Gotcha. Understood. Professional Smash player. We got you. We're going to send you over to Evo. And
oh no, please.
On the behalf of the Mellow Fellows, and hopefully you'll win, top 10.
In the losers bracket, maybe.
I didn't say where exactly. See, so at least you caught that.
Ouch.
I had all the faith in you. All right. that wasn't sarcasm at all. I promise.
You sure?
Oh yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
I'm sensing sarcasm here.
No. Mellow Fellows shirt on you at the Evo thing. We got you.
Yeah.
Alex will sponsor it.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Let's go, Boss Penguin.
Boss Penguin needs to sponsor. All right. Hashtag sponsor sellout. There you go. All
Oh
right.
my
Well,
goodness.
you have any final words, any words of encouragement, any final stories? Wanna let us know about your Smash experience or anything.
None about my Smash experience, that's for sure. uh, Honestly, if I have to pick like one thing to tell anybody, it's just don't give up. Even if, you know, people are putting a deadline on you or saying like your dreams can't be anything, just do it to make yourself happy.
They're wonderful words of encouragement. Go be your dreams, go do your life. Something like
Yeah,
that, right? Something like that. Just words. But
100%.
yeah, no, I appreciate you hanging out and it's been a while since we've done a podcast, so it's kind of nice to have a nice breath of fresh air and kind of just change up the pace of the podcast and just have a nice chill, free open forum again and be able to hang out with especially with the newer mellows. I know all the old farts that we've had for years now. We've been around for almost 5 years, so um, but again, it's nice to see brand new faces to the team, the podcast, and just streams in general. So thank you again for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Go ahead and plug all your stuffs and things and socials and how to write it, how to type it. We'll probably the usual.
I mean, you can follow me on iashiaya on literally anything, preferably Twitter, X. What's it called?
Twitter. It's always going to be Twitter.
Twitter, um, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. It is here. I'm gonna throw this right on my face here.
There we go. That is beautiful.
There we go. There's my logo. It's moving. Sorry about that. I
No,
don't
that's
know why
great.
it's doing that.
That's perfect.
It just all right. It's just I don't know why it's doing that. Please stop. What are you doing?
This is great. I love it. It's so good. Hey.
Follow that link up there.
Yeah, well, click on the screen and they just hit pause on the video.
There it goes.
Make sure to subscribe, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, all the good stuff. And yeah, thank you all again for watching. I'm your host Gonzo, and this is the Mellowcast. So this is our return of the fellows. Yes, episode 3 or something. I don't know, one of the Star Warsy stuffs, But yeah, thank you all for hanging out. Yeah, we'll just dip out. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, bye.